Please welcome to the show, America's accountant, Mr. Dan Geltrude. Dan, thanks for being on the show. Yeah, rules for me, not for thee. I mean, what's going on? How come these people don't have anybody to answer to?
Hey, it's just a crazy thing. And you know what, Scott? If we go back literally to the history of our country, which we were founded upon a tax revolution, right? Taxation without representation. And because of that, the founding fathers were really strong on the fact of accountability of government. The government not getting so powerful they could do whatever they want, tax us, and spend it however they want. And what do you know? History starts to repeat itself, because here we have literally trillions of dollars going into the federal government, Scott. And I don't know if there are people out there that think that they're paying too little in tax in spite of whatever tax level you're at. So we are paying all this money, and it is being frivolously spent, not to mention, as you said before, the federal government has never had a clean audit report. How is that possible? And how could that be acceptable to anyone, Scott, with all the taxes we pay, and we're okay with money just being handed out or stolen or misappropriated, whatever you want to call it? It's all a waste of our money. And in my opinion, DOGE is long overdue, and people on both sides of the aisle should be cheering this process. It doesn't matter that it came from Trump. If it's a good idea, it's a good idea. End of story.
Well, yeah, if this would have been a Trump idea in 2016, 2017, it probably never would have made it. But yeah, you're right. Now, my problem is this. How it's indefensible to try to stop this looking into bad, bloated government spending. Who is against bloated government spending? I don't understand where all this outrage is coming from. All these people standing outside the doors of some of these institutions that have been ripping us off blind, and they're angry that we're coming up with these ideas. Now, yes, I'm sure there's something that's been good done from these institutions, sure. But the mere fact that they're wasting all that money doesn't mean that just business as usual, you don't have to worry about it. You have to do what anybody else would do. Shut it down and slowly but surely open up the gates. It's going to be too hard to try to put your finger in the dikes trying to make sure this one's okay, this one's not okay. Who can be against that?
Well, Scott, I'll tell you why people are against it. Because they are fearful of being blamed. Oh, this happened on your watch? I think what really should happen is, whether it's President Trump or Elon Musk, to say, listen, let's just start with a clean slate. It doesn't matter how we got here, because both sides are to blame. So let's just call it at that. And let's focus in on fixing these things. Because if you look at the things that Elon Musk is uncovering, and by the way, I don't know how he's doing this so quickly, other than it's so obvious where money is going, where it's not supposed to, because fraud and misappropriation, Scott, is not by nature supposed to be easy to find. And it's like every day he's finding billions or millions, if not billions, of where it shouldn't go. And I'll tell you why it's going there. There is no control and no accountability, which, by the way, is not unusual in government, Scott. It's actually not. I've seen this stuff firsthand. But it still doesn't mean that we should accept it. It needs to be fixed.
So another question is, and I have a kind of an idea what the answer is, but I'll ask it anyway. I mean, this guy's not getting compensated. He's not a government employee. He's a volunteer. He's running Twitter. He's running SpaceX. What else is he running? I don't know. But then on top of it, he's gone and found billions of dollars in spending. I mean, anybody can go look at the annual debt clock, and there's a DOGE clock there to find out how much money we're saving by the minute. This guy is doing a great service to the country, yet people want to get him off the job, get him out of government, and send him packing. I don't get it.
Well, again, it goes back to people are not taking him at his word. I mean, he loves America. Right? He loves our country. And he wasn't born here, by the way. He was born in South Africa. Right? So here's somebody who really believes in the idea and the ideals of our nation. And he wants to fix it. But nobody believes him, or at least the people that are against DOGE, they don't believe him. They're saying, no, there's another agenda. Whatever they may think, obviously it's related to Trump. But look, the guy, in my opinion, is doing an incredible service for our nation. And he's really just getting started. By the time he's done, how about this, Scott? Maybe we could all pay less tax.
I'm no kidding. I mean, that's exactly what I was thinking, too. And I also kind of think that the people squealing the most might be benefiting from this not reporting and not, being accountable to all that money that's sloshing around out there. How about that?
Yeah, you're right. Because remember, politicians use these funds to buy things like votes. So wherever this money is going, Scott, if you look behind it, there's some motivation as to why we're spending money on all this silliness.
Yep, to change somebody's behavior. And, my wife's from a not-so-nice neighborhood in Chicago, and what they call that, where she's from, is a bribe. How about that, okay? Thank you very much for being on the show, Dan. Always great to kick off a Monday with him. Dan Geltrude, coming to us from Nutley, New Jersey. All right, let's take a look